The Psychopath, Understanding the Mind of a Monster. Emotions are a normal part of the human experience, and in an ideal world, they'd have fewer consequences. But we don't live in a utopia. There are those among us who rarely show or feel emotions. They are people who can manipulate others using people's emotions. Humans are naturally predisposed to expressing emotions. Some aren't, however. Emotions are literal beacons that attract those who would exploit them. For ordinary people, emotions are unavoidable, but controllable. But for psychopaths, emotions are practically non-existent. They think and act outside what is normal to humans. Before we proceed any further, let's define what psychopathy means, because we will use it a lot in this summary. Basically, psychopathy refers to a set of personality traits and behaviors frequently associated with lack of emotional sensitivity and empathy, spontaneous behavior, superficial charm, and apathy to consequences. Most psychopaths have experienced severe physical or emotional abuse as children. A psychopath is a person who is predisposed to be more manipulative, can be seen by others as charming, lead a semblance of everyday life, and minimize risk in criminal activities. But, in truth, they're monsters and have no actual humanity. They'll attach themselves to people and form relationships based on their desire to feed their egos and the bottomless pits in their lives. A psychopath will only stay in a relationship long enough to get all the praise and adoration their partner can generate. This summary will help you identify psychopaths in your life, if any. You will see how to deal with such friends and partners and heal yourself after detaching from them. You can avoid getting yourself into a relationship with a psychopath if you follow the guidelines in the following chapters. Chapter 2. Some signs can reveal if you are in a relationship with a psychopath. Humans crave companionship. Unfortunately, some people know full well what we desire and prey on that. These people are psychopaths. To the psychopath, people are tools to exploit. They use people to feed their egos. When we get into a relationship, the desperation for it to last often has us ignoring several red flags. If your partner displays any of the following signs, they're probably a psychopath. Gaslighting. Psychopaths will constantly do terrible things and always make it appear like you're the one who has the problem. Hypocrisy. Psychopaths are great at accusing you of something and then condemning you when they do worse things, but you cannot comment or call them out. Lying. Psychopaths are pathological liars. They use it for literally everything, from excuses to getting what they want. Selfishness. These people will demand everything: your love, attention, possessions. They swallow your whole life but will give you no part of theirs. Disrespect for boundaries. They make deliberate efforts to step over your limitations and do everything you mentioned you do not like. Provocation of jealousy. They will intentionally attach themselves to other people, causing you to be jealous. Idealization. At the beginning of the relationship, these people are very generous with compliments. They will convince you that you matter to them. They seem to understand you completely at first, but will suddenly change when they know they've won your trust. Excessive criticism. They're suddenly going to trace their steps back and make you feel insecure about the flaws you have, the same ones they've made you feel confident about all this while. Bad relationship history. Psychopaths will always have a crazy ex story. In all their stories, they remain faultless, while the other characters carry all the blame. Changing personalities. If you're in love with a psychopath, there are times when that beautiful person turns into a stranger, and then back to the angel you know. Arrogance. Everything is all about them. Nobody else is essential when it comes to them. Gossip and backstabbing. These people are experts at planting seeds of evil about other people anywhere they go. The red flags the psychopath sets off can go unnoticed because of their overwhelming deception. Did you know? Psychopaths are well-versed in impression management and ingratiation, both skills that can be used to influence people in positions of power. Chapter 3. Psychopaths can also disguise themselves as friends. There are many more red flags to be discussed, and these are only a few of them, but you should be alert and wide awake when dealing with people. Try not to get carried away with the excitement of a new relationship and forget that you should first look out for your mental health. There are other psychopaths to avoid, the people who feed on pain. They are not there to suck on your love and attention, but your pain. They are detrimental to your healing because they don't want you to get better. Psychopaths come in various kinds. Not all will cause pain. Some seek to feed off it wherever they can find it. You will notice that they want to be the only ones that you can tell your problems to. They discourage you from getting help elsewhere, even though they do nothing to help you, and you can feel yourself slipping. A psychopath won't mind making you lose all your friends, so it becomes just them in your life. Avoid such people like you would avoid a plague. It is essential to seek the services of a well-trained therapist to deal with whatever mental issues are beyond your power. If you need to talk to someone, it is safer to speak to family or friends. You might have pushed them away because of the psychopath, but reconnect. Let them know that you need them at that moment. They are the best people to help you heal, people you know, love, and trust. The psychopath knows that without a support system, you are vulnerable and susceptible to their charms. For this reason, they will isolate you from your friends, family, and even ridicule the idea of seeking professional help. Creating and sustaining a healthy support system is crucial to avoid getting stuck in an abusive relationship with a psychopath. But that's the magic of alone time. You are entirely and 100% in control of your happiness. Mackenzie. Chapter 4. Hold on to the people in your life who are unproblematic, loving, and supportive. After escaping the clutches of a psychopath, what you need is a constant. This person is always there for you, one who is the opposite of the psychopath. They can be a friend or colleague who genuinely cares about you and always wants what's best for you. They can also be your family. Often, it is easier to rely on our families to be our constant. If someone's opinion of you goes from sky high to rock bottom, this isn't normal. Mackenzie. It is straightforward to spot constants in your life. Does the person in question make you feel anxious or scared? Do they bully you? Do you feel jealous or threatened by others in their life? Do you find yourself constantly needing to defend yourself in conversations with this person? If the answer to all the above is no, then you have found your constant. You should always query the benefits a relationship with anyone presents before engaging in it. Constants will be there for you through thick and thin because they genuinely love you. They care about you, and they want to help. Constants could be anyone, your mother, your child, your spouse, or even a god if you believe in one. They will become a scale by which to measure the people you allow in your life. You will raise your standards while spending time with them because you will know that you deserve the best. People who will stay will continue to offer reassurance both in action and in words. The good people in your life will reassure you that you are not alone, you are not crazy, and you are loved. Having a constant with this message in your life is crucial to your recovery, so get closer to your constants. They can help shelter you from the harmful words and actions the psychopath rains on you. A constant can also be a source of refueling self-worth and confidence. Chapter 5. Healing after dealing with a psychopath can be one of the most challenging things to do. Anyone who has survived a psychopath should be proud. They've just accomplished one of the most challenging feats in life. They're probably feeling empty and drained. They can hardly recognize themselves, and it's just taking so long to get themselves back. It's normal. The best advice is for them to not get angry or frustrated with themselves. They need to allow their healing process to take its course. It might be taking longer than they want it to, but they have to remember that they have been injured and are broken. Moving forward from an abusive relationship is challenging. You must let the healing happen naturally. When you break a bone, you don't expect to walk it off. You go to a hospital, get it in a cast, and you don't put any pressure on it until it heals. The same goes for your heart. At this point, you're in an emotional cast. It would be best if you gave yourself time to heal. Be easy on yourself. You will get better. One very common thing survivors often do is blame themselves. It feels like you should have been smarter, and you hate yourself for not seeing it sooner. You bully yourself for missing them, for feeling heartbroken. You're upset that you are so affected, and you can't seem to break out of the pain. It would be best if you never blamed yourself. You are in no way at fault. You are an average person who just happened to fall into the hands of a monster. You didn't expect the evil you encountered, so you had no way to prepare for it. You need to recognize that the hurt you feel is not your fault, and forgive yourself. With proper mental health care and love and support from family and friends, and your constant, you will be just fine. The path to proper recovery comes from accepting and forgiving yourself, and there's no better way to do this than being surrounded by the people who love and care about you. It is also essential to cut off all ties with the psychopath. No phone calls, no text messages, no social media. When they can't reach you, they will be unable to hurt you further, and you will have the space to heal. Chapter 6. After getting rid of a psychopath, you must promise yourself not to fall victim to such abuse again. After you have survived a psychopath and healed your heart, you must promise yourself a few things. Never beg for someone's love, as anyone who brings you to the point of praying for their love is not worth your heart. Also, do not tolerate a person who talks you down, as no one worthwhile would do that. Always keep a level head and watch for red flags. Cross-check yourself if you would give anyone the treatment you're receiving. If the answer is no, then don't accept that treatment. Precautions after surviving an abusive relationship are greatly needed to avoid another occurrence. Never forget that being single is better than being in a toxic relationship. Do not allow yourself to get pressured into a relationship. The presence of loved ones and family with you as you heal is also essential in the process. Keeping to these will help ensure that you don't walk into the same trap you have just crawled out of. Our desperation for a connection is what makes us vulnerable to those who will exploit it and drain us of our joy and energy. Psychopaths often appear as the best partners until they reveal their true selves, by which time it is too late. Conclusion. Psychopaths are scary. They are predators stalking around the halls of life, searching for souls to break and energy to devour because they are empty. They are manipulators and are skilled at what they do. They have a surefire method of creating a convincing image of genuine and wholesome love, care, and affection. They trap unsuspecting victims and drain them of their positivity and time. It is easy to fall into a psychopath's trap, but keeping a vigilant watch for red flags will save you. These red flags are the characteristics of regular psychopaths. The red flags are often obscured as the psychopath wants to appear perfect and viable for a relationship. The trick is to look out for the little things mentioned in this summary, not to get sucked into a hellish experience. If you have already fallen into a psychopath's trap, remember that you are strong and you can escape. You can find the strength to heal by relying on those who offer genuine and selfless affection, care, and bring you peace of mind. Your mental health is your biggest priority. The psychopath might have taken everything from you, but you will get back up, and you will be happy. On your path to complete health, there is a chance that the psychopath may seek to re-enter your life, knowing you might be vulnerable. It is advisable to stick to those who love you and offer proper protection and room to heal and grow. If you find yourself playing detective with someone, you should remove them from your life immediately. Jackson Mackenzie. Try this. When in a relationship, never lose yourself in the identity of your partner. If they begin to demand too much of you and you can begin to feel your core eroding, leave the relationship. Your mental health should come first.